I don't know what Mitch McConnell personally thinks about abortion, but if this goes through, if the Roe v. Wade is overruled, he deserves a whole lot of credit. And then, as he's saying now, if there were a national abortion law, the guy would be one of the great heroes of preborn babies in the history of the world. This guy would be one of the truly one of the greatest statesmen in history. And it could happen. Another reason why this is important too for Republicans to get behind this kind of talk is it will allow, in a very cynical way, it will allow Republicans to continue to raise money off of all of us pro-lifers. One of the issues with the pro-life movement for the past 50 years with regard to the Republican Party is that the Republicans relied on pro-lifers to give them a lot of money to get rid of abortion. But the problem there, of course, is if Roe v. Wade is overruled, the Republicans feared that they would lose the money from the pro-lifers because the problem would have gone away. And so there was a kind of a perverse incentive there for the Republicans not to really fight that hard against abortion because they were making so much money from the pro-lifers. But as we have said on this show many times, Roe v. Wade is not the end of the story. You overrule Roe v. Wade, that's not the end of the fight. That's really just the beginning of the fight. Because the fight here is not just for some procedural aspect of our judiciary or some interesting reading of the text of the Constitution and some long lecture about federalism. The point is to protect babies. And so I don't want there to be abortion in California. I don't want there to be abortion in New York. I do not respect the right, so-called, of New Yorkers or Californians to have abortion. I think it's wrong all the time everywhere. It's just wrong to kill babies. And so the pro-life fight is going to have to continue there, whether that's by fighting for laws in the states or whether that's fighting for a federal law. So this will allow Republicans to continue to raise money off of all of us pro-lifers, and it's going to give us another place to look after Roe v. Wade becomes history. Why is Cocaine Mitch going after this as well? One, I think it's the right thing to do. I'll give him credit for it. Two, I think it's obviously the next step in this movement. But three, it's a political winner. It's a big political winner. It's not just some niche issue for extremely far-right conservatives. Pro-life is a winning message for Americans, period, full stop. Bill Maher just proved my point. I've been on this hobby horse for a very long time, and I've been shouting it from the rooftops. Bill Maher just proved my point. When on his show, he said he didn't want to talk about abortion, but, this is the big topic this week, and so he was going to talk about it. And he said, by golly, I had no idea. A lot of the things I thought I knew about abortion, turns out they were just totally false.
It's interesting because until this memo was leaked and we found out that now, unless something very unforeseen happens, the Supreme Court is going to undo Roe versus Wade after 49 years, we haven't really been focusing on it. Or maybe I'm projecting. I guess I haven't been enough because I learned things this week because this put it on the front page that are pretty basic things that I did not know about abortion. Like in Europe, the modern countries of Europe, way more restrictive than we are, or what they're even proposing. If you are pro-choice, you would like it a lot less in Germany and Italy and France and Spain and Switzerland. Did you know that? I didn't know that.
I didn't know that.
That's right. Okay. I learned most people who are pro-life are women. Did not know that.
Did you know that? Yes, you probably did. If you're listening to this show, you probably pay a little more attention to politics than most people do. And you probably know a little bit more of the arguments, and you probably know a little bit more of the facts. I suspect most Americans are like Bill Maher, though. I suspect most Americans don't pay extraordinarily close attention, and so they don't realize. Most pro-lifers are women. They don't realize what the abortion laws are in France and Germany and Italy and pretty much everywhere else around the world. More restrictive than they are in the United States. They just don't know. And it's not their fault even that they don't know. They have been inundated with propaganda, lies from Hollywood, from the press, from the educational institutions. And so it's not even that they're ignorant, as Ronald Reagan said, it's just that they know so many things that are not so. Now that we're beginning to crack that monopoly on information, now that we're beginning to just get the reality of abortion out there, it's a huge political winner. People see the reality of what abortion is, and they just don't like it. I'm so glad you liked that clip. Now, smash that bell, ring that like, click that subscribe, make sure you get all the notifications. Also, head on over to Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Google Play, wherever you get your audio podcasts for free. Can you imagine? And get the Michael Knowles Show. Leave a 5-star review. We will see you next time.